It's week 2 of the NFL, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the Cards and the Lions, and it's coming up next.
Coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Cardinals here, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards right off the bat, and a quick first down. Ritter to throw it. Going right back to Wilson. So we just called his name on the previous snap, and they go right back to him, Charles, for a second consecutive completion.
Yeah, I think what we're discovering on this drive is that he feels like he has answers no matter what defense you throw up there. He reads it, finds the open spot, and is available for the completion.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Here now, 3rd and a yard. Ritter. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Working from the gun, Ritter. Delivers another one to Pierce. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb, a pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. You talk about this Lions defense. They played extremely well last week in that win over the Packers.
If I'm playing quarterback against this team, after what I saw on film where they had 5 picks last week, all I'm thinking about is taking care of the football, being very careful with it, and making sure I see my guys open before I throw it.
I might curl up in the fetal position.
That's not a bad idea.
I don't think he's going to do that, though.
Another completion right there. And again, Charles, good time in the pocket. That offensive line on this opening drive been really solid.
They've been more than solid. They've really tamped down the pass rush and kept him safe in the pocket, able to look around, find his target, and deliver. He's got to make sure he tells the offensive line in the huddle, thanks, fellas. Let's keep it going.
11 more on that one and another first down. They'll run with Chubb. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. They'll set up to throw. And it's caught over the middle. Wilson down at the 2. Broke through the first contact, but ultimately stopped short of the goal line. Trying to finish off this opening drive. From the 3, this is 3rd and goal. Chubb He pushed forward, but I don't think it's enough. He's going to be about a yard short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him.
And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Nick Chubb.
His second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. I think going for it there on the opening drive, CD, if you're that close to the end zone, seems like a no-brainer, and they're able to cap things off with a touchdown.
I think that he was imagining the message he would send to his team if he called for the field goal unit at that point. Great drive, got it all the way down there. You're telling your offense, I believe in you, and you're also telling your defense, hey, if they don't score, we've got it covered.
Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen, ran into the kicker, the penalty flag had to come out.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line.
So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the first overall selection of the 2016 draft. From Cal, it's Jared Goff.
And at one point, the ascension of Jared Goff was really, really strong. Back-to-back Pro Bowls, took his team to the Super Bowl and came really within 1 quarter of winning it. But since that time, he's had bouts of inconsistency, and that's been the struggle for him as he tries to get back to the form he showed earlier in his career.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter.
Second down, and they go back to Gibbs.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at a 45. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side, the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. Gibbs straight ahead.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
Well, this defense for the Cards, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beating them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up second down.
At the Cardinals' 34-yard line.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. Play action. It's Goff. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. To throw is Goff. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
They said there was a lot of discussion in their defensive team meeting room after last week's performance. They had 7 sacks. Something in the water. There's one in the first quarter.
A lot of discussion, a lot of excitement, because now everyone wants to get involved with this. Who's going to continue that process? Who's going to get to the quarterback this week? But they have to be careful. When you have that much pressure, they want to use it against you. Draws, screens, those types of plays.
We'll see if they do that.
And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this one.
We always talk about quarterbacks and receivers getting into rhythm, right? Really feeling good, finding each other downfield. I think running backs operate the same way. They can hit a good rhythm and a good stride, and he's carrying it over from last week.
The numbers from McBride a week ago. 4 catches, 52 yards.
Better tighten up the coverage if you expect to slow this guy down, because if he gets going, he'll eat you up.
And that'll be incomplete. You talk about this Lions defense. Well, they were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
I would have loved to have been in their meetings this week and hear that grizzled old defensive coordinator talk about, well, you did okay, guys. We did all right. Holding them to 13 was pretty good, but this week, I expect it to be less than that.
I'm going to need to hear that a lot more often. I don't know what it was, but I liked it. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Ritter off the play fake. Over the middle, hauled in by Pierce. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 30. 23 yards the pickup there.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Looking to throw it here. Ritter. Able to get this one to McBride. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Final 30 seconds of this first quarter, and it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with a football. On first down, it's Benson. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down. Facing a 2nd and 3, ball on the 10. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Cardinal football here to start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Off the play fake, it's Ritter. To the back of the end zone, but too high. Over everybody and incomplete.
And here, you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
Here's Ritter. He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Tip Ryman. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Cards go up by 2 touchdowns. So this offensive unit, yeah, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
Extra point right down the middle, and that'll make the score 14-0. The Cardinals set now to kick this one away, and off we go. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive, but at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about it?
And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing that danger lurks while you're doing so. And there's your end result right there.
Ritter now. Open man here is Benson. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there. Those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
Now this airmail to the sideline. It's incomplete. And there don't appear to be any flags forthcoming. Maybe a little fortunate there. It's 3rd down. Open man is Marvin Harrison Jr. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd down and 4. Going play action, Ritter. And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up 3rd down. Ritter will set up to throw it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Ritter back to throw. A short one here, caught by McBride. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. And they'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Ritter. That's out to Chubb, complete.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Now back to throw.
That's caught. It's the tight end, Ryman.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be second down.
Running out of the gun here with Benson.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. He'll look to throw.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment, takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop.
So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And Detroit back in possession of the football. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
41 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set. And that 3-4, you've got to have your guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage. And that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
He needed a yard. That's exactly what he got. Earns him a new set of downs. Here's Goff. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Here's Goff.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
And that's good for a gain of 6. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Goff now looking to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Goff now looks to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Here's Goff.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25.
A 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. From the gun, Gibbs will get it.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8.
From the gun, here's Goff.
That's to the tight end, Laporta.
And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Back to throw, Goff. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Running for it, Montgomery. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. He needed a yard. He didn't get anything. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. A chance to get some momentum here in the second quarter, getting their first trip into the red zone, but unable to get it across.
And if I'm the head coach, sure, you feel some disappointment, maybe a little bit of deflation there because you didn't get it in, but I'm going straight to rah-rah mode. All right, guys, we didn't get it this time. It's only the second quarter. We'll be back. Let's get it later on. I want to keep this team up. I don't want them to feel like they've let everyone down.
Positive.
Got to be positive in this situation. It's too early to think that you don't have a chance to win this game. And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
They set up the screen to Chubb.
And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Final play before the half. Here's Ritter.
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Cardinals out in front. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. And it's the Ravens who have the lead in that one. 2 touchdown passes there for Lamar Jackson. From there, let's head to AT&T Stadium as we check out the Cowboys at home in Dallas. And that one all even as they play the visiting Carolina Panthers. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And things didn't work out for them as they fall to the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles looking good to start the year. They go to 2-0 with a road victory. We saw a solid first half out of the workhorse Nick Chubb. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And the Lions getting set to go on offense to start the third. We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
And they brought the pressure there just right up the gut, didn't they?
Yeah, they certainly did. And, you know, when you've got so many different responsibilities as an offensive line, you got to deal with the nose tackle, the 2 defensive tackles or ends, and then sometimes you just can't account for everyone. The linebacker slipped free.
That's complete to Laporta.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
Well, we talk all